To understand the exam configuration, you must distinguish between the type of question and the cognitive level of the question. The regulatory exam contains three question types: standard questions, negative style questions, and Roman numeral questions. The question type determines the answering technique you must use. You cannot approach all three types in the same way. You must learn and practice the correct technique for each one because regulatory exam questions are structured very differently from ordinary questions. The exam also contains four cognitive levels. Level 1, knowledge. Level 2, comprehension. Level 3, application. And level 4, analysis. The cognitive level determines the difficulty and placement of the question in the exam paper. For example, questions 1, 7 and 8 may all be level 1 knowledge questions, even though they test completely different topics and can be a Roman numeral or negative question. The questions are not arranged according to the learning sequence or subject matter. They are positioned according to the exam's configuration rules and then presented in random topic order. This has a significant effect on the candidate. You must constantly move between different topics, identify the applicable framework, and adjust your answering technique according to the question type. The more difficult level 3 and level 4 questions are also grouped in the middle of the paper. This can create stress, confusion, and mental fatigue, placing the candidate at a real disadvantage. Keep the distinction simple. Question type determines how you answer the question. Cognitive level determines when you answer the question. That is why understanding the exam configuration and following the answering sequence are so important. These strategies are not optional extras, they are part of how to protect your marks during the exam. The regulatory exam contains three question types: standard questions, negative style questions, and Roman numeral questions. The question type determines the answering strategy you must use. You cannot approach all three in the same way. A standard question requires you to test all four options. A negative question places you in reverse gear because you must select the incorrect one. A Roman numeral question requires you to evaluate each statement before matching the correct grouping. First, identify the question type, then apply the correct strategy. Do this from your first practice question until it becomes the norm for you. Now, let's look at an example of a standard question. Which of the following best describes the purpose of the FACE Act? To regulate the tax treatment of financial products, to protect consumers by regulating financial services, to control the pricing of insurance products, to replace common law in financial services. First, identify the broad area. This question relates to the FACE framework. Next, check whether the question is positive or negative. It asks which option best describes the purpose of the FACE Act, so it's a positive question. We are looking for the correct answer. Before reading the options, recall the purpose of the FACE Act. It protects consumers by regulating the provision of financial services. Now evaluate the options one by one. Option 1, does the FACE Act regulate tax treatment of financial products? No, so mark it with a cross. Option 2, does the FACE Act protect consumers by regulating financial services? Yes, mark it with a tick. Option 3, does the FACE Act control the pricing of insurance products? No, mark it with a cross. And in 4, does the FACE Act replace common law in financial services? No, also mark it with a cross. We have evaluated all 4 options. Only option 2 is correct. The answer is therefore option 2, to protect consumers by regulating financial services. Now, let's again repeat our practical steps to conquer a standard question. Identify whether the question comes from the FACE framework, General Code of Conduct, or FICA framework. Check whether the question is positive or negative. Identify the specific requirement being tested. Scratch out any info in the scenario that is irrelevant. If the question does not make sense, read it again. All the detail required to answer will be provided. Where possible, answer the question in your mind before reading the options. Recall the applicable requirement, including any exemptions or exclusions. Work through all 4 options and mark each one as true or false. Do not select the first option that looks correct. If 2 options appears correct, compare the wording carefully. A single word may make one option incorrect. Select the correct option and mark it clearly on your question paper. This is our old enemy, negative questions. A negative question requires you to identify either the option that's not correct or the option that's least likely. From your very first practice question, learn to check the landscape before attempting an answer. First, identify the broad examinable arena, FACE, General Code, or FICA. Then determine whether the question is positive or negative by looking for negative words like false, not, incorrect. Okay, you must repeat this process until it becomes automatic. Negative questions are where candidates lose most of their marks. Our minds naturally search for the correct answer. However, a negative question requires you to change into reverse gear and then select the incorrect option. The examination configuration does not limit the number of negative questions that may appear in an individual paper. You could therefore receive several of them. Now, your first step, we say, is to look for those words not incorrect, except false, least likely. The moment you see one of those words, highlight or circle it. Draw thick lines next to the answer options. This gives you a physical reminder that you are looking for the false or incorrect option. Then temporarily scratch out the negative word and evaluate the question as though it were positive. Mark every option as either true or false. Once you've evaluated all 4 options, return to the original instruction and choose the option marked with a cross. Now, let's look at the example. Which of the following is not regarded as advice under the FACE Act? A. Recommending a financial product to a client. This is advice, so mark it with a tick. Option B. Suggesting that a client replace a financial product involves making a recommendation. This is advice. Mark it with a tick. Option C, advising a client to terminate an investment involving making a recommendation. This is advice. Mark it with a tick. Option 4, merely presenting factual product info. without making a recommendation, and that is not advised, so mark it with a cross. Now return to the original question. It asks which option is not regarded as advice. The correct answer is therefore option 4, presenting product information without making a recommendation. Let's again look at the practical steps for conquering a negative question. Identify the broad examinable arena, phase, code, or figure. Determine whether the question is positive or negative. Look for those words, not incorrect, false, least likely. Immediately draw 2 thick lines next to your options so that you are reminded you must choose the cross to answer the question. Identify the specific requirement being tested. Scratch out any irrelevant information in the scenario. Temporarily scratch out the negative word and treat the question as positive. Evaluate every option and mark it as true or false. Select the option marked false as your final answer. A Roman numeral question presents several statements followed by 4 different answer groupings. Do not try to solve it through elimination. Evaluate each statement separately, mark it as true and false, and only then find the matching answer combination. Let us work through the example. Statement 1. Collecting premiums is an intermediary service. Mark it with a tick. Statement 2. Receiving and submitting a client's claim is an intermediary service. Mark it with a tick. Statement 3. Recommending a financial product is advice, not an intermediary service. Mark it with a cross. Statement 4. Keeping a financial product in safe custody is an intermediary service. Mark it with a tick. Our true statements are therefore 1, 2, and 4. Now compare that result with the answer combination. It matches option C, 1, 2, and 4 only. Always evaluate first and match second. Then double check that the answer option you select contains exactly the statements you marked. These techniques are here to make the exam easier for you. You do not need to keep everything in your head. Use your question paper to guide your thinking and protect your marks. First, identify the question type and use the correct answering technique. Then follow the recommended exam sequence. Complete the easy outer sections first and tackle the difficult sticky middle afterwards. First exam trap. Missing the negative. Negative questions can easily cause confusion. They may notice the negative words when you first read the question but forget about it while evaluating the option. When you reach option C, it may suddenly seem as though several options are correct. This does not necessarily mean that you do not know the work. You may simply have forgotten that the question is asking the incorrect answer. To prevent this, physically circle or underline the words such as not, incorrect, false. Also draw clear lines next to the answer options. Do not expect your memory to carry the negative instruction while you work through the question. A second exam tip. Leave confusing questions for later. If a question becomes complicated or confusing, do not allow it to steal your time or confidence. Mark it for review and move on. If negative questions are difficult for you, you can return to the marked question later and answer them together. This allows your mind to remain in negative question mode instead of repeatedly switching between positive and negative questions. And then last step, most important, physically mark that option with a tick or a cross. Say whether it's true or false. These small marks keep your reasoning visible and prevent your thoughts from being muddled. This technique is especially helpful with negative Roman numeral questions where you must evaluate each statement and then match your findings to the correct answer. Remember, becoming confused by a question does not mean that you do not know the answer. Slow down, mark what you see, and follow the technique step by step.